Hello, welcome back to the free show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Shadowrun Hong Kong. This is episode 15, and in the last episode we decided to side with the ghoul, and now he is part of our crew, part of the Shadowrunners that we are amassing. Now, we haven't figured out the repercussions, or repercussions if you prefer, of what exactly has happened, but we're about to figure that all out soon enough. I believe our boy... Actually, it's our bunk. And our stash. Isn't our boy... Yeah, there he is. Good old gun show here, Duncan. He's here. We could probably talk to him. Let's actually turn in our mission and see what we actually get. Are we going to get, like, rolled up on and murdered? Or are we going to be okay? I don't know, guys. We'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Mission computer. Your workstation and mission control computer. Alright, the cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you have 3 unread messages. Alright, I think we're going to check the inbox for new messages first. About those dreams. Gabbit's face winks onto the screen. Her rats are perched precariously on her head, and she holds a laser pointer clutched between her thumb and forefinger. Oh, hey, Seattle. I hope that I didn't catch you at a bad time. She flicks the laser pointer, and her rats' heads swivel to the right to follow the motion. Why did I just say that? This is a recording. It doesn't matter if it's a bad time. Okay. Well, anyway, I was thinking about that talk we had. You know, the dream talk about the nightmares and stuff. Another flick of the pointer, the rats' heads turn to the left, their noses twitching. I've got a friend here in town. She runs the Parlor of 5 Phases. It's sort of our local magic shop and talismonger? Sure. Name's Crafty. That's a crafty name, huh? No? Okay. Flick, the rats' heads turn upward to stare at the ceiling. Anyway, she's smart. Really smart. Her mom was sort of a local authority on all things magical, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Or far fall from tree. Ugh. Hulk smash! No, we're not going to go that route. Fine. Alright, if you wanted to ask anyone in town about these dreams, she'd be the right one to choose. She taps a button on the laser pointer with her thumb, and the little red dot in the tip goes dark. Alright, there you go. The rats immediately tackle one another, rolling off her head and falling out of sight. Creepy! She gets up, her head rising out of the frame. Anyway, just thought it might help. If you've already been talking to Crafty, please disregard this message. Alright, I'm out. Peace! She punches a button, the screen goes dark. You have 2 unread messages. Attending a party? What? Alright, from Kindly Cheng to Squigs. Attending a party. Squigs, I need you to come to the parlor. A friend and business partner of mine named Dr. Shenyang has need of your services. Something about attending a fancy party in Repulse Bay? Sure. He was unwilling to give me the details. I think he wants to size you up himself. That's a little bit creepy. Alright, and Raymond Black's history. From Isobel. Duncan asked me to do some digging on my own into Raymond's history. I guess he doesn't trust Kindly Cheng to give him the full story. I can't say I blame him, since she'd hide things from us if it was in her best interest to do so. So, I've been poking around various corners of the Matrix, trying to dig up what I can. Most sinners leave a data trail the size of an aircraft carrier in their wake. Working backward in time, Raymond starts out that way, but it slowly tapers away into nothingness. Sure, I can find some basic records in Seattle, power utilities, a couple of public discussion sites he signed up for, but the further back I get, the less I find. And the craziest part is this, prior to 2032, I can't find anything at all, and that shouldn't be possible. It's like Raymond didn't exist before then. I don't know, I'm going to keep digging, but it'll take me a while. I'll let you know when I get some news worth sharing. Isobel. Alright. Let's go back. Let's open our jobs directory here. And claim payment for the Wampoan Garden murders. You submit the job as finished and await the response. A few minutes later, a message pops onto the screen. From Kindly Cheng. I asked you to solve a problem, and your method of solving it is to kill the people I was doing a favor for? I have half a mind to throw you into the goddamn bay. Still, the Wampoans are now more afraid of me than ever, and money started flowing again. So I suppose that's something. I've attached your payment. The Wampoans made it explicitly clear that they wouldn't have paid at all except to ensure you never come back to the gardens. Next time, try not to F up the job so much. I may not be as forgiving. Kindly Cheng. Well, that's something, I guess. We got a slap on the wrist, and we still got paid, so that wasn't too bad. I missed how much we got paid, though. I'm sure it showed me off to the side, but... Well, I think what we're going to do now, instead of continuing down the active or pending jobs, we're going to go and actually talk to Kindly Cheng in her little warehouse thingy there. Sorry, her parlor. The Mahjong parlor. But first we may go visit with Duncan, Gobbet, and the others. So, let's do that first. We'll start with Gunshow here. Talk to me, Gunshow. We went to Wu's cabin. You look different, Bumpy. Okay. Do I? Yeah, like I flipped forward a few chapters instead of turning a page. I mean, you look like you, just not the you I knew. Sounds like song lyrics to me. I get it. You're you too, just a lot leaner. I have no idea what you're saying right now. Sounds like song lyrics. No more song lyrics for me. I gave up that dream a long time ago. Remember how Lockjaw used to make fun of my singing voice? He smiles, his teeth are perfect. He said I sounded like a frog with a heart on. That's a little disturbing, and I don't know what that means. He shrugs. I thought my voice was distinctive. I mean, I'm no Maria Mercurial, but... So, what about you? He gives you a once-over. How are you doing? Or how are you doing? No? Okay. Good, actually. This is the life I always wanted. Kinda pissed at Raymond for getting us into this whole thing. I'm a little freaked out. I don't know this city at all. I feel like I'm an alien here. Not too good thinking about Raymond. Yeah, about how you'd expect. Been better. Same as always. Well, about how you'd expect. Been better. Well, I gotta tell you, you're good at running this crew, Bumpy. But there's something I still don't completely understand. He picks up an ammo box and begins using it like a dumbbell. What do you get out of being a Shadowrunner? Freedom. I'm not a cog in the corporate machine. It's the money. There's no way I could ever earn this much in a straight job. It's the thrill. Running keeps me firmly in the moment. I feel alive. I get to hurt people for money. It's about seeing the world how it really is, underneath the veneer. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I think it's this, about seeing the world how it really is. Most people don't want to know how the sausage is made. Crap's effed up bad. You can see it right there from the outside. No need to look behind the casing to see what's inside. You're not gonna like it. And even if you're the type that needs to know, the type that can't help but look into the abyss, what do you get out of it? Odds are you get nothing but shorter lifespan. The trade-off doesn't really seem worth it to me. And at the end of the day, what are you? A Shadowrunner, a disposable asset, sinless. Slithering through the cracks of society, doing jobs that are too dirty for the corpse to do themselves. You don't even appear on a corporate balance sheet. You make it sound so unglamorous. I call my own shots, take the jobs I want. Runners can be more than that. They can move their own agenda, fight the power. I like that one. I've never heard a story where a Shadowrunner did something other than kill someone, steal something, or perpetrate some other sort of shady crap. But good luck with that. Wu watches you, waiting for you to say something. You thinking about getting chromed up? I wonder what that means. I want to talk about you and me. What do you think about that last run? I don't know, Bumpy. I've had enough of ghouls for one lifetime. The Barons were full of them. Remember what the 162s did to that... Was it Aztlaner family that lived by the old town center? Remember how we found them? It's not that kind of thing. It's not the kind of thing that you forget. Tooth marks and the bones and all that. Sure, but in all fairness, they were asking for it. They were keeping second-hand organs in a walk-in freezer. I mean, what'd they expect? I put it behind me. You should do the same. It's not something you forget. His face goes white as a sheet. Yeah, it made my stomach turn. Nobody deserves to go out like that. I don't know, Bumpy. I don't think I'll ever get comfortable with having a ghoul on our crew. I guess it was a good thing to help him, though. I'd rather have a ghoul on the team than a ghoul obsessed with vengeance. Who knows what he would do to get it? Yeah, that's true. Anyway, enough about that. Need anything else? You thinking about getting chromed up? With cyber? He shakes his head. Oh my god, how many times are you going to ask me that? Until you give me a satisfying answer. Oh, at least a couple dozen more times. You always have the best reactions. I'm going to keep asking you until you show me some chrome. I like the best reactions one. Wu grins, his teeth are blindingly white. Fangs included. I told you one time I was thinking about it when I was 13. Let it go. I'm not gonna pollute my body with that crap. You? You never know. I think it's not for me either. That's good. I hear stories about people who went too far. Lost some of themselves. Alright, I want to talk about you and me, man. I want to talk about you and me. On the real food. No, I'm kidding. He rests his eyes on you a moment, his face neutral. Yeah, I guess now's as good a time as any. You start. You're not acting like the Duncan Wu that I grew up with. What made you decide to become a cop? Seems like Carter's death hit you pretty hard. I needed structure bad. You know that better than anyone. I was already hardcore when we met Mr. Ultraviolence. I'd do anything to get a rise out of the guys I was rolling with. Gouging eyes, inverting knees, curb stomping. That crap got me cheers. I was like a pit fighter, bloodletting for the crowd, and I learned to enjoy it. But I never learned how to block out the memories of their screams when I was lying in bed at night. The guilt started eating me alive, and then I was scared to be alone with my thoughts. So I tried to drown them out with all the things that you drown things out with. I remember that you were pretty messed up when we met. How bad was it? You never told me that before. You seemed to have it under control when we were together. How bad was it? He lowers his head sadly. Pretty nasty, but that was before we met. When we squatted together, and later when we were living with Ray, I was still a violent SOB, but basically under control. That was because of you, Squigs. You were the voice of reason, and the brains. You darn right I was. Me? Brains? Ugh! Hulk smash! Again, we have to go with it again, guys. It fits. We're a giant orc, ogre type scary dude, so it's kind of good. Alright, anyway, we're a troll, actually, I think. That sounds about right. I don't remember it that way. Me? The brains? Don't pretend you weren't the leader. You know how it was. When we ran the streets together, I was the muscle and you called the shots. How in the world was your scrawny little butt the muscle? Anyway, you pointed and I hit. But later, after Ray got me some counseling, I realized I let you call the shots so that I wouldn't have to. Because I knew that what I wanted was wrong. By following your lead, I was deflecting my own guilt onto you. I could just knock heads and walk away clean, you know. Don't look at me, I'm just doing what I'm told. And then you left. Without you there, I knew that I was in serious trouble. The poster boy for anger management issues. Raymond could provide a stable environment, a decent therapist, and money for prescriptions, but, you know Raymond. He's an egghead engineer with a philanthropic streak. Sure. Not a drill sergeant, and a drill sergeant was what I needed. Philanthropic? I think that's probably how you say it. I think I said tropic. Because we were going to go down and get our little Hawaiian shirts on and do some dancing, drink some stuff out of pineapples. It's fine. I needed structure and discipline in a way that he couldn't offer me. I needed a cage to keep myself in line. So I found myself a cage made of rules and procedures and training. Lone Star. Raymond helped me with my application and provided a decent character reference. I got in, and it helped a lot. Lone Star got me where I needed to be, and now it's all gone. And now you're back. Seems like Carter's death hit you pretty hard. Wu continues stretching. Yeah, she was a good one. We were a real team. Joining Lone Star helped me in all sorts of important ways, no doubt about it. I really embraced being a cop. I studied my butt off, but no matter how hard I worked, I was never more than a model cop with a brutal streak. There were plenty of assignments that were perfect for a big, mean orc like me, assignments that would have fed my need to hurt people. But I met Carter about a year in, and she changed things. She talked about values and goals and priorities and constructing the life that you want to live. She was a real trip. Sounds like a good woman. She was a cop, a partner, a mentor, and a serious badass when she needed to be. But yeah, she was a good person too. She kept me focused. When Raymond asked me to meet him in Hong Kong, I had a feeling I was going to wind up going off the reservation if I didn't bring Carter along. And now she's gone, and, well, here I am. You only took a step off the reservation. You can choose to step back, too. It might be time to stop looking for someone to hold your leash, Duncan. We can handle it like we used to. I'll be the brains, and you be the muscle. I say that you honor her memory by showing her how much you've learned. Yeah, that one. Wu's mouth drops open, and then it curves into a grin. He shakes his head, still smiling. I'm sorry, did Bumpy McSquigums just give me sage advice? Well, ironically, my name before Bumpy McSquigums was technically Sage, so yes, I did. Because I'm two people in one. It's actually true. That was my My online name for many, many years, by the way. Just so you guys know. I was Sage, originally. I think Bumpy McSquigums probably has a little bit of a better ring. Don't know for sure. Sounds like you did some growing up on your own. Or of your own, rather. You've been waiting a long time to ask me about the night I left, haven't you? Wu chuckles and hooks his thumbs in his belt. I guess I have, yeah. It's about what you were doing before you got thrown into that corp facility. You said some people had messed with you and you weren't going to let them get away with it. How did it go? Let's just say they didn't get away with it and leave it at that. Let's just say that I got messed with a little harder and called it good, and call it good? What? Sure. Whatever you say, Bumpy. Do you ever think about when we were kids? He begins moving through some sort of pattern. It might be Tai Chi? I try not to. What are you talking about exactly? The squat in the Barrens on Leary Way, the time before we moved in with Raymond and Miss Maloney, the old gang, Lockjaw, Doubletray, those guys. You realize that old gang you're talking about were teenagers, right? Younger than Gobbet. Man, they felt so old back then, but Lockjaw couldn't have been more than 17 tops. And Doubletray was only 13 when Wu stopped moving, drifts off for a moment. Why were you thinking of them? I miss the clarity of that life. Scrounge for food, defend your squad, watch each other's backs. Just thinking about that thing DT used to say. I don't know, guess I was thinking about anywhere but Hong Kong. Thing he used to say, alright. Wu returns to his patterns, he manipulates an imaginary soap bubble between his hands. Creepy. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's how you beat the street, I remember. I remember Doubletray saying that. It was while we were living between the red-hot nukes and the 162s. Crazy butt dwarf anarchist on one side and flesh-eating ghouls on the other. Those are the days you long for? Long for? No, I was just thinking that it's the same now as it is back then, or as it was back then. Alright, well, our priorities were simple. It was you and me, Duncan. Those other guys were important, but it was always about you and me. Yeah, man, it was always about you and me. It's how we roll. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. His raspy baritone fills the space between you. Bridges it. Survive and watch each other's back. Yeah, I know. Alright, man, let's talk later. Yeah, later would be good. Don't get me wrong, catching up is nice, but I'm not used to being as social as this. That's one of the reasons why it was so nice to work under Carter. We both appreciated long silences. Sorry, man, she seems like good people. Hey, if you'd rather I didn't come by anymore, I'll clear out then. Give you your personal space. Sorry, man, she seemed like good people. It's all good, she's gone and I've accepted that. I guess it's just been a big day is all. Anyway, good talk. I'll catch up with you later. Alright, buddy. Alright, I can roll out with that. Alright, what we're going to do now is... I don't know, maybe we're going to go bunk down. Let's see here. Let's go to our bunk. How does this work out? What do we get from this? Oh. You wake up with a start, your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bedsheets. An incredible sorrow swells your chest. You feel empty, half-starved, and alone. Fragmented memories of a half-remembered dream flit through your mind. They're already fading away to nothing. Chase those memories. You close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from slipping away. Gradually, the memory comes back to you. The walled city. Oh no, you were back in the walled city. You don't remember how you got there, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barons weren't so squalid. You remember craning your neck to look above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. A rain of plaster and asbestos sprinkled down, dusting your shoulders. Lovely! You began to creep forward, picking your way past the piles of refuse and debris. Past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. The air reeked of rotten sewage and industrial waste. A disgusting melange, I don't know, that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. Not at all. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had no reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been there. But the rest of you was hungry, unbearably, indescribably hungry. And that part of you knew that if you kept moving, you'd finally get to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at their windows and stared. Inexplicably, Some of them dropped to their knees. You kept moving. You could see something in the distance, a silhouette, something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll, but delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned to you, gesturing with slender limb. An explosion of warmth filled your chest, and you knew that if you could only reach it, your problems would be over. She, would make all of your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her, and then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. Well, that just seems awkward, and probably not good. Alright, we're going to head on upstairs. Alright, so what I think we're going to end up doing is, I am more than likely going to probably talk to Isobel, followed by Gobbet, and then we're going to go down and talk to our ghoul and our rigger. And then we're going to head on over to Kindly Cheng's parlor and see what she wants. But, sadly, those things will have to happen in the next episode. I do enjoy the storyline in this game, guys. I know a lot of times you want to come watch video gameplay and just have nothing but action. But this game's a little bit more about involving yourself into the story, being immersed into it. So, just bear in mind that you will probably have several episodes that are very, very similar to this. Anyhow, I'm enjoying the game. Hopefully you guys are as well. And I will see you guys next week with a little bit more Shadowrun Hong Kong. Until then, my name's Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.